Hello friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is the second video of PivotTable Part 2. Whatever we learned in PivotTable Part 1, we will apply in PivotTable Part 2. Once you see these two videos, I'm pretty confident that you can work on the pivot tables and also create a dashboard, a pivot table dashboard. In this video, we will concentrate more on the dashboard creation and the slicers. First, we have this data converted into table. To convert it, press Ctrl T. Make sure this is checked, my table as it does. Say OK. Okay, and come to the table styles. Choose the light, or you can leave it like that as you like. And table name, I will give it as source. Now I will come to sheet 1. First I'll create a background of it, like headers and the slices part. So what I'll do is, for the first one, I'll increase the size to 50 or 55, whatever you want to, and for this one I will increase it to 150, 158. So here our slices will come and here our header will come. Select this. Don't select like this. Okay, don't click on one, just click on A and drag it, because we don't want the entire thing. And after selecting this, press Ctrl 1, go to border. In this, first select none. Okay, then select this one or this one, whichever you like, and the color I will choose is the dark orange, and I want down. So what I will do, I'll select this one. So you see, you get this, and I will say okay. I will select this one, and this also I'll not select entire thing. I'll select some 50, 55, and then I'll press Ctrl 1. In this also, first I'll choose none, then I'll click on here, color is orange. Now I want this side, so this side I will select this one. You got it. And I want this one also. Okay, suppose what happens is, like, if I only select this one and say okay, this is gone. So to avoid that, what you can do is press Ctrl 1, click on none, and now choose I want this side and I want the upper side, and say okay. So this is how you got it. Now you want to remove the grid lines, just go to view and remove grid lines. So this is how this one will look. And if you want to increase it, you can increase it till V. Okay, if you want to, otherwise it's not required. And now let's give the name expense dashboard. I'll say Ctrl B. I'll come to home, do the alignment, and then I'll click here. I'll click the high contrast colors, whatever I want to. Sorry, I'll click on this one. Let's choose this one. And if you want to increase the size, let's increase the size and choose this as Calibri. And now, before selecting a pivot table, leave the first one. Okay, so I'll just drag it and leave it like this. And now here I'll click, go to insert, click on pivot table. What was the name? You have given source, and your pivot table is created. I want the total amount, so I'll drag the total amount and put it in values. So I got the total amount. Now here I will do all the changes. First change, what I'll do, I'll give a name. Name is total amount. And now I'll come here, do a right click, go to number format, click on the currency, whatever currency I want to, and I'll say okay. And then I'll select this, come to home, do the alignment, because we'll be copying the same pivot table everywhere. So we don't have to do again and again the changes. So that is why we are creating everything in one. Now I'll do a right click, go to pivot table options, go to total filters, allow multiple filters per field is checked. And if you want to change the header, do a double click. And if you want the same total amount, it will not work. If we say okay, it will not work, because that total amount field is already here. So if you want that, just press a space and you got this. Now let's change the look and feel of this. Come to design, you can choose whatever you want to. I will go with this one for now, and then I'll select this and I'll give a background. I'll take a background as the lighter yellow, lighter orange, and now I'll copy this. I got the total amount. I'll come here, I'll paste it here, and now suppose if I want to check cash or card, so I'll drag this payment through on the rows column, and if I want to give the name, I can give the name payment type, and I'll come to pivot table analyze and give this name as payment type. This is very important when we work on slicers, you will come to know. Okay, and now again I'll copy this one. I can copy the first one also, no problem with it. And now I will choose another one. Let's say expense type. So I'll choose expense type in the row. I'll give this name as expense type. And now I'll copy this. For the E1, I'll not take E1. Again, I'll just make this E smaller, so there is some space between it. And now I'll copy this. Now suppose if I want to check based on country, so I'll drop country here, and I got country wise, and then I'll copy this. I'll come down again. I'll copy this also, and I'll say Control X, and I will paste it here. So it becomes line by line. So it looks good, nothing else. Instead of country, suppose I want department wise, I'll take department wise, and I'll come remove the country, and I'll name it as department wise. Department is also fine. I'll come to design. Sorry, I'll come to pivot table analyze and give it as department, and this also I'll give it as country. And here also I'll give it as country. So department is done, country is done. And now suppose I want to see transaction date, right? So again I'll copy this. I'll get this hedge little bit here, and then I'll work here, and now I'll pull the transaction date in the rows and remove the department. And suppose I want only month wise, so I'll remove the quarters, I'll remove the transaction date, and now I got the month wise data. Now if I want this to be shown in the same page, I can just make this little bit smaller so you can see. So I made it to 80%. And now suppose in this will be year wise. And now suppose if I want to show another one in the percentage, what I can do is I can again drag the total amount. We'll do a right click, show value as percentage of parent total years. Okay, now it will show like particular 2023 how much each month contributed in percentage, how much each month contributed in percentage in 2024. If you want to show this, you can show this. Now again I'll copy this, just get this little bit here, and I'll come here and I'll name the pivot table analyze as this one. I'll name it as year month. I'll paste it here, and now here I want to see employee name. Now since there are many employee name, we can just make it top 20. So I'll just do a right click, value filter, top 10. In this I'll make it as top 20 based on total amount, and I'll say okay. And then I'll come here, more sort options, descending based on total amount, and I'll say okay. So you got from high to low. So this is how we captured everything. Now let's work on the slices. So what I will do is I'll keep the cursor on the first pivot table for easy convenience. Okay, I'll not put anywhere else. I'll go to pivot table analyze. I'll click on the insert slices. Let's work on the first one. What I'll do is I'll take month. Now this looks fine, but then it doesn't go with the background of our theme. So to make it, what we will do is I'll choose the closest one. This is the one closest. It looks good, but we can make it more interesting. For that, what I will do is I do a right click here, click on the duplicate, and now I'll click on the whole slicer, click on the format. In this, I'll come to font, keep it the same black color, come to border, I'll say none, come to fill, and I will choose the lightest orange, the same which we have chosen for this. I'll say okay, and now I'll come to header, come to the format, again come to the font, I'll keep the same black, come to the border, I'll choose none, come to the fill, and I'll choose again the light orange, same as our background. I'll say okay. Now I'll come to select items with data, format. In this, what I will do is I'll just come to border and say none, and I'll say okay, and I'll say okay. Right now it doesn't change because we're still in the old slicer, but we have to choose the custom slicer. So our custom slicer is here. So I'll click here, and you can see now it matches the theme. Now when you drag this, you can see these two are grayed out because there is no data. You can hide it. To hide that, what you can do is click on the slicer, do a right click, come to slicer settings. In this, hide items with no data. Okay, and then if you want to change the display of the headers, you can just make it months if you want to, and say okay. Now you can see this data which is grayed out, which is not there, it is hide. So on all your slicers, you can do the same thing. This is taking a lot of space. Now what you can do is click on the slicer, come to slicer. In this, there are column 1. When you do 2, it comes like this. When you do 3, see, it comes like this, and then you can just drag it. Now you got other place also for the other slices. Again, we will take other slices. Now what we will do is, again, I'll click here, come to design. We don't have to do again and again. I'll just choose the slicer what all I want. Suppose I want country, department, and years. Okay, let's go with this, and also the payment. Let's see what all it works. And for the payment type, I again choose the custom slicer, country, custom slicer, department, custom slicer, and years, custom slicers. For year also, you can see these two are there. So you can just do a right click, slicer setting, items with no data, and just remove this. So it just caption shows the display header shows as years. Say okay. Okay, and you can get this here, make it little small, and choose it 2 columns so we get more space for other slices. Now I'll come to admin. I'll do the same thing. Now I'll come to country. I'll just take 2, and then I'll just make this smaller and smaller. And now I'll take cash. I'll make it 2, small, and drag it here. So this is how your dashboard is looking now. Now let's see what happens. Now suppose if I click on Jan, this one changes, but others doesn't change. I want everything to be changed. Okay, how to do that? For that, we'll click on the slicer, do a right click, click on report connections. Now here is the magic. Now since you have already given the names, it's very easy now. You can decide on which you want to show. Okay, suppose I want to show on country, department, payment type, I want to show, and see here pivot table 3 and pivot table 7. Somewhere we missed giving the name. So now it becomes problem for us. Okay, what was this table about? What was this table about? You're getting my point, right? And I don't want to give for year and month, because for months I don't want anything to get changed, but if I want, I can just click here. For now, I'll click everything and say okay. Now when I click on Jan, you get only Jan data, 2023 Jan, 2024 Jan, and only Jan data for everything. When I click on May, I get only May data. Now likewise, I'll do for years also. I'll do right click, report connections, and I'll give report connections to everyone. I'll come to department, right click, report connections, and I'll give report connections here also. So likewise, you have to give for everyone. Now I have given connections for all. Now suppose if I want to see only 2023 data, I'll just click on 2023 and I got only 2023 data all together. Okay, in 2023 data, suppose I want to see only sales. I'll click on sales. So 2023 sales data is here. You can see only sales data. And in sales, suppose if I want to see only India, I'll click on India. Only India data I'll get for every pivot table. Okay, and here if I want to see only August, I'll click on August. So that's much you can get down to your data. And now suppose your dashboard will not have anything extra than this. So what you can do is you can just click this and Control Shift right arrow, do a right click and hide it. Okay, it looks good, nothing else. Here also take this right arrow, down arrow, right click, hide, and now you can see your data looks like this. And here whatever you want to give, you can give. And this is how you can work on your dashboard. Very easy to use. Thank you so much for your time. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Data will be there in the description. Thank you so much.